a complete guide to swimming with a warm-up, drills, and post-swim dryland with me, Coach Becca Kawaoka. We're going to jump right into it, guys. So join me on the pool deck with a towel for our pre-swim warm-up. You're going to get right up next to a wall, and we're going to start with a calf stretch. 2 different types. This is our first one. Split stance. Note that the foot is just off the wall, the knee touching the wall, and you're going to keep the back leg straight, both heels on the ground. And you can adjust that front foot slightly based on how your calves are feeling. Okay, our second stretch on the same leg, you're just going to prop the toe up on the wall and lean in, adjusting until you feel the stretch. This is a great time to take some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just check in with your body and how you're feeling today. We'll be on dry land for about 10 minutes before getting in the water. Okay, we're going to start with the first stretch on the other leg now. So again, just placing the foot slightly off the wall. You can see I'm just making little adjustments there until I can make contact of that knee onto the wall. My hands are just on the wall, elbows bent. Again, both heels on the ground, back leg straight. Feeling the stretch in the Achilles and calf muscle. And we'll go to the B stretch in just a moment. Okay, prop the toe up onto the wall. Again, both heels down. Adjust until you feel a good calf stretch. And then hold, taking deep inhales and exhales. It's important to make sure we've got nice loose calves and ankles, especially when it comes to swimming and kicking. So that's why we do these. All right, ankle mobility circles. So we're just going to stand on one leg and draw as big of a circle as we can each direction. So I'm going to go 3 total here, 3 or 4. Again, we want to have nice loose ankles for our kick. So stretching those out as somebody who also runs quite a bit. They seem to be inverse in regards to calf and ankle mobility. So that's why I do them. But I think all swimmers should be doing them. Translation again, mostly being the kick. As you can see, I've switched sides, 3 to 4 big circles. Again, just making as much space in that ankle as you can. Awesome job. Feels really great after the calf stretch. Come on down to the ground. 90-90 hip rotation. So that just means your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle, and we're going to rotate side to side, working mobility through the hips. It's normal for your body to move around a bit, so just keep the hands behind you and adjust as needed. You can make this more or less intense by positioning your feet in various locations. So just kind of adjust based on how your body feels today, knowing that every time you do these movements, you're going to feel differently based on what you did yesterday, your stress load, your sleep load, all that. So I'm doing 12 total of these. Awesome job. All right, now we're going to do a bridge series. So lay flat on your back with your knees bent, palms down. We're going to do 5 regular bridges, just pressing the hips up, getting the glutes and core going. Then we're going to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling and do 5 single leg glute bridges. Again, just working a little single leg activation, and then we'll do 5 on the other leg, just pressing that heel up towards the ceiling, driving those hips, exhaling as you press. And then 5 more with both feet on the floor. Again, glutes, core, hip extension, purpose of this exercise. All right, streamline flutter kick. You're going to lay flat on your back with your arms overhead in streamline. Squeeze your biceps to your ears, toes pointed, rapid flutter kick. So we're going to do 20 total per side. So kick, 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 kick. You can count out the reps yourself or just follow along for time with me. Again, the goal here is to kind of make this translate to our swim. So visualize the feet staying at the top of the water, kicking from the hips and core with loose ankles and no knee bend. Okay, go ahead and come over onto all fours. We're going to lift the chin and then tuck the chin, lift the spine. We want to connect from the pelvis through the spine up to the neck on cat and cow. Deep breaths here, lifting and lowering, trying to make that spine as mobile as possible, especially if you're somebody that swims butterfly stroke. I think this translates a lot to you. And just 5 or so of those cat-cow breaths before we head into a T-spine rotation. So we're going to do 5 per side, reaching the right arm through and then up towards the ceiling. So I'm kind of sitting back, kind of what I call threading the needle underneath the left armpit as far as I can in one direction, and then reaching up as far as I can in the opposite direction. Just working rotation through the spine, specifically the thoracic spine, and that's just important for your strokes like backstroke and freestyle. Take deep breaths in and out. If you're somebody that sits a lot, whether that's at school or at work, this is a nice one to kind of get the juices flowing through all the rotation aspects of the spine. So just check in with your body on that. All right, shoulder carve variations. I'm going to do the first couple on the wall here. So I'm just going to stand up next to the wall nearby me, as close as I'm able. And I'm doing 5 total per arm. You lift the hand straight up, rotate the palm at the top, come down. So you're essentially rotating the palm at the top of the exercise only. Here's what it looks like kneeling, so you might be able to see it a little better if you've never done these before. Straight up, rotate, reach back, bring the palm back up, around, and rotate at the top. So we want to go slowly and with intention, and really just to feel out the space in the shoulder joint, kind of like how we did with the ankles. Our goal is to create more space to move, especially because the shoulder is a ball and socket joint. So that's what it looks like from the front. Again, focused all on the shoulder. Controlled with intention. Let's just try the other side now. Inhale up, rotate the palm, reach back. Inhale, reach up, rotate the palm, and come down. So you can do these kneeling, you can do them up against the wall, you can do them just standing in one spot. I'm doing 5 per side, and you can just hit pause and do them wherever you feel led, whatever the space looks like for you. You could do these holding a ball or something if you'd like to. If you've got really, really mobile shoulders, I like to do the ones against the wall. You could also do a variation laying on your side. And I love variety. So every time you do this workout, try to do a different type. Okay, lay on your stomach, arms extended in front of you. We're going to lift both the feet and the palms up at the same time. For Supermans, just a nice way of lengthening in the front of the body. And then we're going to go right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. So just alternating. So we kind of get that cross body, opposite arm to foot coordination going while we lengthen the front half of the body. So just 5 regular Supermans and then 5 alternated crossbody Supermans there. And then we're going to do a dead bug. So you're going to lay flat on your back with your knees bent to 90 degrees. Make sure you've got enough space to reach overhead. So here's what we're going to do. 5 with the right arm and right leg extending at the same time. And then we're going to do 5 with the right arm and the left leg extending. So that way we get same side and opposite side kind of core coordination, core stability going. Then we're going to do 5 with the left arm and the left leg at the same time. So again, same side there. Core coordination, core stability, hip extension. And then we're going to do 5 with the left arm, right leg. And if you've never done dead bugs before, you might need to slow down, watch a couple times, hit pause, and go back because they're a little bit tricky of an exercise. All right, ankle stiffness jumps, so go ahead and stand up, and we're just gonna explode from the ankles only. So you'll notice that my knees and my hips are pretty quiet. It's just all, it's like an explosive calf raise or calf jump. So just some kind of arm looseners in between, and we're gonna do those again. So if you missed it the first time, we're just taking a little rest here. We wanna warm up that fast twitch explosive stuff for like pushing off the wall, kicking, maybe if you're swimming any fast tempo sets today, this will get you going, or if you're starting from blocks at all today in practice. So again, just pushing all at the ankles, push, 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 like an explosive calf raise. Again, stretch the arms out now. We've already done our slow controlled mobility, so if you wanna do a couple tempo arm swings to get your stroke specific stuff in, that's fine. And now 5 squat jumps, like a 90 to 100% effort. Same thing with those ankle stiffness jumps, just to wake up that wall specific, pushing off the walls hard, being explosive, just not enough to fatigue us, but just to get that fast switch stuff going. 1 more set of 5 here. Squat jumps, awesome job. Now, if you're going to be starting from blocks at all today, we're going to do a set of DRYLAND starts. So put your lead leg in front, back leg up on your imaginary block. Say, take your mark, up, and just get your starts warmed up on DRYLAND. Awesome job. Let's hit the water. You'll need fins. I'll link my recommendation in the comments, a cap, goggles, and a kickboard. Go ahead and warm up with 3 to 5 minutes of easy swimming. And then we're gonna do some kicking and breathing drills against the wall. So you're just gonna put your hands up on the wall, arms extended, and you're just gonna blow bubbles into the water while you kick with your feet at the surface of the water. So just blowing bubbles into the water. You're just practicing exhaling and kicking from your hips and ankles, not from the knees. Once you run out of air, go ahead and come up. And then we'll just do this 2 more times. So a set of 3 total. It'll probably take between 10 and 15 seconds just to blow that air out. And this is just a great way to begin learning how to breathe while swimming. So this is one of my favorite drills to do for beginner swimmers. So again, kick with loose ankles from the hips and just exhale a steady stream of bubbles out through the mouth. We're gonna breathe in some alternate side breathing now. So what you're gonna do is extend the arms, bring one arm down to your side, and breathe. Put your face back into the water. And that way you can just practice inhaling and kind of slurping air out the side of your mouth and then exhaling back into the water again with the left arm extended straight on the wall still. You could do this with fins if you needed to. And it's really just to kind of get that breath down, how to inhale and then exhale into the water. So again, bring the arm to the side. You're gonna take a sip of air, and I always kind of say it like sip air in through the side of your mouth, turning the head so you keep one goggle in the water so to prevent over rotation. It's a little awkward on this drill, but if you've never breathed while swimming before, it can be a really helpful lead in to actual freestyle. Awesome job. Okay, now grab your kickboard. We're gonna do catch-up drill with kickboard. So you're gonna extend the kickboard in front of you, kind of like how you were just on the wall. Do a full stroke, put your hand back onto the kickboard, and then do the other arm. So you always come all the way back to the kickboard before beginning your next stroke. All while a nice smooth flutter kick goes behind you. And here's what that looks like. So you're just going to extend the kickboard, take one stroke all the way back to the kickboard, and then you can just breathe to the right and the left ideally, or just to one side if that's all you're used to. You could also do this with fins if needed. Just really focus on laying that head to the side and taking efficient breathing. Okay, put your fins on. I'm going to show you another way to do that drill. Again, I like to use the arena fins. This is without the board catch-up drill. And you could do it without fins eventually if you need to as well. All right, now we're going to keep the fins on and do side kick drill, our second drill of the day. You lay on your side with one hand on the board and kick. The other hand just goes right on top of your hip, and you're just going to kick, 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 kick with fins on. So you look straight down at your armpit. You'll rotate your head to breathe, keeping one goggle in the water, sipping air from the side of your mouth, and then exhaling smooth. You'll go down with one arm in front, say the right arm, and then come back with the other arm, say the left arm. And I would say 4 to 6 50s of this is good. You could eventually work up to doing it without the board and without fins as well. So this is a good body position drill. So here's without the board. It's a little trickier without the board as that front hand might want to fall a little bit. So try to really keep that hand up as you breathe and continuously kick in this drill. All right, next we're gonna do skull drill. So here's what it looks like above the water. I'm just kind of drawing figure 8s with high elbows. Here's what it looks like in the water. And I'm gonna keep my fins on for this demonstration, which I recommend if you're new to this drill. This drill teaches feel for the water. It works on what we call keeping high elbows, so you catch a lot of water. It's just a really nice drill. So we enjoy this one. I recommend people do it a lot. And it's our final drill together. Feel free to keep swimming. Aim to complete 4 sets of 50 drills that I demonstrated. And here's our post-swim stretch. So wall chest stretch. If your right arm's against the wall, your left foot is slightly in front, the palm is facing the wall, and you can just kind of slightly rotate your shoulders away from the wall to increase the stress of the stretch, we'll call it. Good for stretching out the chest and biceps. Again, you'll probably be able to see a little bit better on this side. Palm is against the wall. It's about shoulder height, the palm, and the opposite foot is slightly in front. Just gently rotate the shoulders away from the wall to stretch the chest and biceps. Tendinitis in the elbows and shoulder is common in swimming, and so keeping the biceps and chest and shoulder joint in general. Loose and flexible is important. Okay, grab a chair or a bench for the next 2 exercises. We're going to do child's pose, so go ahead and set a towel down for the knees if you'd like, and then palms go up on the chair. Sit your hips back and just kind of push your chest down towards the floor, giving those lats a nice stretch. It's nice to do 5 minutes of stretching, warm down, and just a little bit of core activation mobility type work just to kind of help with revitalization, rejuvenation, and to set you up for your next workout, whenever that may be. Okay, go ahead and come up slightly so that the hips are just over the knees. Press the palms into the chair and then lift up for 5, 4, 3, press down, lift up, 2, and last 1, switching sides for 5. And this is just working on shoulder flexibility and mobility, working some extension into that shoulder and then the lat after a good swim. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of light strength training now. So on tired arms, hang in there. We're gonna do a little forward bend, keeping the legs as straight as you can, down into a push-up, dropping to the knees if needed, and then reaching up both directions before walking the hands back and standing. So a little bit of a lower body mobility with that nice little interim walkout, a little bit of upper body strength, and then some rotational core work. 5 total, again, getting that nice stretch on the walk back up. Working the core and arms here, and then stretching the legs here. Good time to reflect on your swim workout too. How did it go? Were you here for just drills today, or were the drills a setup for a longer aerobic swim? Or maybe you're a swimmer getting ready for a meet and all you needed was the pre-swim portion as you're jumping into race or swim a practice of 10K or more, whether you're a beginner or an advanced swimmer. Very important to prepare well and recover well. So the downward dog stretch here is definitely in the recovery category. If you want to shift the weight from heel to heel and stretch out those calves, you're welcome to do so before dropping into upward facing dog. Go ahead and shift the hips back into downward facing dog. We're going to do a little bit of core work here. Extend one leg straight back. Exhale and drive that knee forward as if to crunch or into a mountain climber. So you're getting some mobility and flexibility in the shoulders and hips while working the core. So just 5 per side, single leg down dog to mountain climber. Other side now. Again, pushing the chest down, lifting the leg as far as you can, working on that long, strong kind of theme for our end of workout. Last little squeeze on the core, down dog to single leg down dog to mountain climber or crunch. And then 2 more down dogs to upward dogs, and we're done. So as I was saying, whether you're a beginner swimmer, first workout, or advanced swimmer, this workout can fit into your program. Thank you so much for joining me today. Awesome job. Thanks for letting me know that this was a topic you guys wanted. Leave your comments below or feedback for future sessions, and just subscribe to stay up to date on new workouts. Thanks so much for joining me.